Hey, James here, the jalopy joint. It's a nice, sunny 42-degree December day here in North Carolina. This is my commuter car, 97 Crown Victoria. Just gonna do a little basic oil change on it today. And I've got a little transmission fluid leak. Looks like some cooler lines are wet. So we're gonna look into that. Come on with me. Step one, let's get the F-150 out of the way so we can get the Crown Vic up on the lift. These are some diapers, catch things that I built. Typically on top of the lift is my 89 F-250. I'll cover that on another video. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the Crown Vic in. This 97 Crown Vic just rolled over 250,000 miles. I drive it every day to work to the city, about 75 miles round trip. It's a great commuter. Come on inside, we'll get it up in the air. Now we're up under the car. I want to point out a superior Ford engineering design here. The oil filter is up above the tie rods. I never remember which way to turn the wheels, but I know it's best to turn the wheels all the way, either to the left or the right, to open up an area to pull that oil filter back down out of. Let's figure it out. I'm gonna go ahead and start the car, turn the wheels all the way to the left and check it. This is a little pro tip. That's why I'm showing you this before we drain the oil, so we can start the car. Let's see what the other way gets us. That looks like that's gonna be about the best we'll get. Now, if you've got a lift and you don't have one of these oil drain caddies, you're really missing out. This came with as a promotion with the lift when I bought it. And when it gets full, I've got an old 5-gallon bucket from some gear oil. I'll transfer it to that bucket and haul it off to the recycling center. 5/8 wrench, it's gonna pull the drain plug. I previously removed the oil fill cap on top so that it'll vent. Should flow pretty easily and drain us out relatively quickly. I did not run the engine to let this oil get hot, so that may work against me. but we'll go ahead and let this drain and come back in a moment. So here I have my new filter. I'm going to verify the oil filter socket type here. Seems like that may be it. It's a little bit tight. Maybe that's not the one. I guess this is the closest size. Just don't need to force it on. It'll be a Wix 51372. I'm using this Valvoline high mileage synthetic blend, not because it's my preference, but because it was free. I want to investigate this damp mess here. This appears to be transmission fluid. I know there's a cooler up front, and I did glance through the grill and noticed that some of the lines were wet a day or two ago. So I'm gonna try to look into that. Okay, now in the interest of figuring out this transmission leak, I'm gonna take this 8mm nut driver here, remove these 4 small bolts to let down the front of the bumper cover. Here you can see where the underside of or the upper side of this bumper cover is very damp. Looks like there's a little bit of fluid collected here. Try to see what I can see with that. May have to let this down and take a look at it from above. Here's what I was mentioning. You can see the cooler lines that are very damp. So I'm gonna try to see, there is the cooler up there. I'm gonna try to see if I can figure out where this leak is coming from. I lost the footage, but I was able to go through the grill and tighten up the clamps on the hoses connected to the transmission cooler. That fluid gets in there and really traps any kind of dirt or road debris. All right, let's get this put back together. 8mm, the size on these screws. Just 4 of these hold this bottom attached from flapping in the breeze. We'll get this tightened up and it'll be time to let the car down. Don't think I forgot. I know we haven't put the oil back in it yet. Let's go ahead and let the car back down so we can fill it up with oil. I've got the 5-quart jug of Valvoline synthetic blend high mileage 5W30. We'll go ahead and pour all 5 quarts of this in, and that'll pretty much wrap us up. Little tip that I always do, keep you from starting the vehicle up without pouring the oil back in. Take the cap off when you're going to drain it. That helps vent it. Put it next to the hood latch. You won't slam the hood down but once on that before you remember. That worked great. Let me clean that mess up before I go too much further. All right, let's go ahead and feed this 5 quarts to it.
Be great if this hood wasn't aluminum, so I can stick the light to it.
All right, the 5 quarts is poured in, minus the bit that I spilled. It's all right, I've got another 5 quart jug in the trunk. Because believe it or not, you have to keep an eye on that on this vehicle with these miles. Now guys, don't think that I'm putting this vehicle down. It's just getting broke in. They made millions of these Crown Vics. Police Interceptors, LXs like this. 250,000 miles is not nearly the end of its life. Some of the police cars would run 100,000 miles and then be put into service as taxis for a couple 100,000 miles. This has got a long ways to go still, I feel. This car has been well taken care of. I know a lot of the history of it. I got this from my grandfather. So he had this car since it had just around 100,000 miles. So I know a lot of the history of it. I've been involved in a lot of the history of it. I think this car has still got a good life. I'm gonna go ahead and open the door, start the car up. All right, it's run a minute, circulated the oil. We'll let it sit and then we'll check the oil level. I do fully expect it to be just at the lowest end of the acceptable range since I had a little spill. But those kind of things happen. I'm sure you remember your first oil change. No, just sometimes mistakes happen. Amateur mistakes, but whatever. That's what we got more oil for. All right, let's check the oil level. I'm gonna pull the stick out, wipe it once. Now I'll reinsert it and check the level. That's right up to the full acceptable level. Perfect. Well, that'll do it for this job. Just to recap, basic oil and filter change. I did get a few turns on the hose clamps on the bottom of the transmission cooler. I'm going to monitor the leak after that. Hopefully that was just enough to tighten it up, seal it up, and be good to go. But it looks like this one's ready to hit the road Monday morning back to the city to my job. 75 miles a day. It's a great ride. Remember, folks, you may have a yard full of things you'd rather be working on, but if you've got a commuter car or sacrificial lamb like I have here, make sure you take care of it. It's the one bringing home the paychecks. Have a great day.